Good evening, y'all. Welcome to Toxic Masculinity. You are now live with your host, Captain Soccer War. I want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for joining me this evening, man. First and foremost, if I could just get y'all to like and share, subscribe, let everybody know we live, man. We definitely trying to grow the platform. You know what I'm saying? We do it up live every Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Normally run for about an hour, hour and a half, man. For those of you who may be tuning in for the first time, let me just go ahead and let you know that Toxic Masculinity is a man's show. It's a show that I've been doing now for about 22 weeks, running strong. Toxic Masculinity is a show that is designed to educate and instill in men some mental, physical, spiritual tools that's necessary in order to properly plan and execute, a long-lasting, meaningful relationship. There's a lot of platforms out there on social media today where you have different people giving their advice and giving their perspective on relationships. I just want everybody out there to know that Toxic Masculinity is not a show that's about getting women. We don't advocate for men, using women and throwing them away. You're not going to come here and learn how to, get you some sex. You're not going to come here and learn how to take advantage of women and use them up. You know what I'm saying? This is a show that is about educating men on what it means to be a man and what it means to, you know, love and care and be what a man is supposed to be, not only in a woman's life, but, in the life of his family, his children, his community, you know what I'm saying? And it is our um, sincere hope that by teaching brothers and educating them, that we can once again arrive at a place in our community where we have healthy, strong families staying together, you know what I'm saying? Men and women working together, getting through their issues, getting through their problems, staying together, you know what I'm saying, loving one another and having those forever type of relationships that many of us experienced, in our homes with our grandparents, with, generations past. We're trying to resurrect that strong black love that we know we're capable of, but society has really robbed this generation and really the previous generation of being able to experience. All right. So with that said, I'm going to give y'all the following disclaimer, and we're going to go ahead and dive right on into tonight's topic. All right. So toxic masculinity is designed specifically to enlighten, educate, and elevate men in their planning and approach when it comes to establishing, sustaining, and maintaining meaningful relationships with women in the modern day. That is not to say that there is nothing that a woman cannot or will not gain from tuning in, but understand that everything expressed here will always be based in logic and truth. Yes, logic and truth. Not emotions, not a feeling, not some desire, uncontrollable urge that cannot be explained, but logic and truth. Right now in this country, in this society, in the world at large, there is a war being waged against logic and truth. And it is a war that spans beyond political affiliation, racial demographics, gender identity, and social status. Now, for some of us, this war is blatant and obvious to see, but far too many of us are falling victims to our own ignorance. That is why this platform will be utilized to pull back the curtain, settle the dust, and clear up the fog, so that it can be made apparent to us all just precisely what we're battling against. What does all of that mean? It means that here on Toxic Masculinity, we're going to keep it all the way 1,000, raw, uncut, filtered, but not watered down, straight with no chaser. If you cannot swim, you bound to drown. If you cannot take the heat, now's the time to get up out of the kitchen. Never forget that while pressure bursts pipes, it's also what takes coal and turns it into diamonds. So once again, you all, we have arrived here, man, at episode 22. The title is A Labor of Love. And as the title suggests, man, we're just going to take some time and just talk about all of the work that goes into building and maintaining a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I know for a lot of us growing up, and I've covered this in a previous show, we were spoon fed the Disney movie Happily Ever After ending. You understand? And all of the stories that we grew up involving romance and involving love, it always showed you the beginning of a relationship. It always showed you how hard it was for a man to get the woman, all the things the prince had to go through in order to, get the princess. And then it ended in Happily Ever After. And I've stated that the reason why all of those movies ended in Happily Ever After, because what takes place between a man and a woman, once you secure her, once you get her, is warfare. You understand? Now, they said that all is fair in love and war. The reason why is because just like love and just like war, love is a endeavor where you want to win. You understand? And a lot of us as men and women, you know what I mean, we were never given the understanding that in order to have love, in order to have forever, in order to find someone and be with them, you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to go to war. You're going to have to claw and scratch in order to be able to have forever. You understand? Wise man once told me that nothing worth having in life comes easy. You're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to grind for it. You understand? And for those of us in this generation to think that you're going to grow up in this world and go out here in society and you're going to meet someone and find somebody who's going to be compatible to deal with you and love you and go through all the ups and downs that you have to go through in your life and they got to go through in theirs, and you're going to be able to love and care for one another and stay together forever, to believe that that's something you're going to be able to do and not have to fight for it, is asinine. It's immature. It's childish. And for many of us, we've been out here on the scene long enough. We've been dating. We've been getting in relationships, and we realize just how difficult of an endeavor it is to find someone, to grow together with. But guess what? It's not hard because there's something wrong with you. It's not hard because there's not any good women out here. It's hard because that's what having a relationship is. You understand? It's literally a labor of love. And so what I want for brothers to begin to do is to start to look at having a relationship. Start to look at loving a woman. Start to look at being with someone as a job. 24/7, 365. It is a job. It is a duty. It is a responsibility to love your woman. And we've covered this on the show before. Terms such as love and really love. Love for many people is an abstract concept. Love for many people is, what they feel. It's their emotions. It's what they think about someone or think about something. When in actuality, love is an action. The Bible tells us, 1 John 5:3, that the love of the Most High is keeping his commandments. You understand? Love is not a feeling. Love is not a thought. Love is not, what someone motivates you to do. Love is responsibility, man. Love is duty. And as a man, if you're going to love a woman, then there's a requirement that you be a man, that you handle your business. And if you focus yourself and you apply your mind and your spirit in that way, and you'll realize that, guess what? Love isn't a choice. Love isn't something that you can choose to do. What you can choose to do is to deal with a woman or not deal with her. But once you lay her down, once you get involved with her, once you open her up, once you humble her, then guess what, brother? You in it for the long haul, man. Now you got to battle it out. Now you got to fight it out. You understand? Why? Because it's your responsibility. Because it's your duty. You understand? But this society has taught us to be emotional. The society has taught us to, only invest your time and your energy in things that make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? We've been told that love never hurts. That love is supposed to just be happy and fun and feeling good all the time. And that's not reality. It's not that easy. You go and find somebody who's been in a relationship for some time. If you still got grandparents in your life, go find some old people and talk to them and ask them what was their, how has their life been together? How has their love been? What has their relationship been like? And if they're honest with you, they'll tell you, man, listen, we've been going at it every day since we got together. Fight, we argue, we have our ups and downs, but we stay together. Why? Because that's what we're supposed to do. Because that's the righteous thing to do. A couple of weeks ago, we talked in this show about righteousness being the standard. In our community, we have lost sight of what's right and what's wrong. We operating at a very, very low moral conscience. You know what I'm saying? sex and getting in and out of relationships and what we do with our bodies, it's we've lessened the value of ourselves because of how we view what's right and what's wrong in this society. What we need to do is elevate ourselves, elevate our way of thinking, man, elevate our way of operating. And the way that we do that is by making righteousness the standard. Righteousness is what we find when we go into the Bible. Righteousness is what you find when you live your life based on a strict moral code. You understand? When you have laws and statutes, when you have boundaries on how you live your life. And you brothers out there, if you want to have a woman that's going to be with you, you want to have a woman that's going to submit herself to you, then guess what? You have to be a man who can lead by example, who can show her what it means to live a disciplined life, who can show her what it's like, you know what I'm saying, to approach life from a soldier's perspective. Meaning you approach life based on what your responsibility is, what your duty is. And if you go about choosing a woman, if you go about engaging a woman as a righteous man, then you will understand that, man, if I deal with this woman, then I have a moral obligation to be with her. If I had laid this woman down, I have a moral obligation to make this work. You understand? If I entertain this woman in a sexual nature, you know what I'm saying? If I'm getting to know her, I'm courting her, I'm finding out what she got going on, and I'm analyzing her, and I'm seeing if she right for me, if I'm right for her. If you make the decision, man, to lay her down, and you make her your woman, then you have a moral obligation to be responsible. And if we can, again, we make righteousness the standard, then brothers will be a lot more wiser in their decisions in choosing a woman, because you'll be operating it'll be operating with the mindset that if I deal with this woman, then I'm bound by honor to be with her. I'm bound by honor to make it work. You understand? So, having said that, when it comes to choosing a woman, when it comes to entering into a relationship, or if you're in a relationship now and you're trying to make it work, you're struggling and things is going wrong and you're getting frustrated, here's what you got to do, brother. You got to come up with a battle plan. You understand? You got to go to war with your relationship. Go to war with your woman. Go to war with yourself in order to be the man that she needs you to be, in order for you to make the relationship work. You understand? Now, in the Bible, our King Yahushua, greatest man that ever lived, who the world calls Jesus Christ, he said this. He said that no man goes to war without first weighing the cost. No man goes to war without first weighing the cost. And what that means is you can't commit yourself to something and not know the toll that it's going to take on you. And for a lot of brothers, for a lot of men, our entire lives, we've looked at women for what we can gain from them. A lot of brothers, you choose a woman based on what she can do for you, based on how much pleasure she can add to your life. But here's what I urge brothers to begin to do. Begin to look at a woman not for what she can do for you, but for what you can do for her. Look at a woman and examine her lifestyle. Examine the way she thinks. You know what I'm saying? Examine, the things that she desires to have out of life, and then say to yourself, well, what can I do for this woman? What does she need me for? Because it's always easy to find a woman who has ability, who can add. Every woman's going to add pleasure to your life. You get in that bedroom. Every woman is going to, but not every woman is going to give you, peace. Not every woman is going to be resourceful. Not every woman is going to, be trustworthy. Not every woman is going to be someone that you can truly rely and depend upon. So for sure, you want to examine a woman to see if she's worth it for you. But also, you have to see as a man, do I have what it takes to deal with this woman? And when I say deal with her, do you have what it takes to be the man that she needs in her life? Because there's a lot of these women out here coming from broken homes. A lot of these sisters have never had a man who was a man in their life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these women don't know that they wrong. A lot of these bras don't know that they educated, they got money, you know what I'm saying? But they don't know that they have no idea what they're doing in life. So some women need a lot of hands-on guidance. Some women need a lot of attention. Some women, need a lot of oversight. And you as a man, if all you're doing is looking for what you can gain from a woman, if all you're doing is looking at the way that she can please you, and you're not looking at what it is that she needs from you, then brother, a lot of you are entering yourselves into a battle that you cannot win. You're putting yourself on the front line to deal with a woman that you're really not equipped to deal with. And so, what brothers, what we need to do is start to realize that, there's some women that just you shouldn't entertain. Some women just have, too much going on that you may not be equipped to deal with. And if you're with a woman and you realize that she got a lot going on, and you realize that it's more than what you bargained for, you bit off, you bit off more than you could chew, then guess what? You're gonna have to elevate yourself, brother. You're gonna have to raise up. You're gonna have to, increase the level at what you're operating in order to be able to deal with this woman, in order to be able to solve her problems and give her the things that she needs in order to get her in line, or else you're going to constantly be under the gun. You're going to constantly be bombarded with all her problems and her issues and all of the things that she does or doesn't do that causes you problems with her. You can solve all of those things. You can get to a place where every problem that she has, that she brings to you, you can solve it. You can deal with it, but you're going to have to elevate yourself. You're going to have to rise up, and be better. You're going to have to be more. Now, for sure, you would like to know that's the case with a woman before you get involved with her, which is why here, what do I say? Listen, you meet a woman, brother, you got to take time to properly vet her. You know what I'm saying? You got to take some time to talk to her, get to know her. You know what I mean? Take some time to court her. Don't be in a rush to have sex with her. Don't be looking to just get inside of her drawers. Look to see what is in her mind and what is in her spirit before you go to exploring what her body can do. You understand? Again, if righteousness the standard, you as a man, man, if I lay this woman down and I'm stuck with her forever's a long time, brother. You know what I'm saying? And if you got forever to deal with a woman physically, then you should take the time up front to understand what she got going on mentally, understand what she got going on spiritually, explore her past, explore, the trauma she's been through, find out, what are some hangups that she got, what are some things that, how she's been hurt in the past, and you can analyze and say, okay, well then I know might be a little insecure, and she may be jealous. Hell, she may be pretending when you first meet her. She may pretend like she don't need a lot of time. She don't need a lot of attention. But really, she's clingy and needs you there all the time. Need to know where you at and what you're doing, and need to feel loved and cared for and special. As a man, if you don't take the time to know that this is what you're going to have to deal with a woman, then you playing yourself, man. You putting yourself in a bad position. You're going to war and not measuring the cost. And trust and believe, with every woman there is a cost. With every woman there's a price to pay. And I ain't talking about spending money. I ain't talking about dollar bills. I'm talking about the time and the energy, the investment that you have to make as a man in order to be the man that woman needs you to be. And then you got to examine her. You got to investigate her. You have to learn each and every woman that you decide that you're going to deal with and know, do I have what it takes to deal with this broad? Or else, guess what will happen, brother? You'll always be getting women. You'll meet them. You'll be able to get them. You'll be able to reel them in. You'll be able to talk them, down. You'll be able to get them in that bedroom, and things will be wonderful. But then 6 months, a year, 2 years down the road, things falling apart, you arguing all the time, you fighting. And a lot of times we as men, we quick to blame the woman. Quick to, she changed up. She started to demand more, and she ain't settling for, what we agreed to when we first got together. She got a problem with it. She acting this and that. Well, guess what? You should prepare for all of that as a man. And I'm saying this because not every man can operate at the same level. There's some of us brothers, we meet a woman and we explain to them up front, listen, this is what it is. This is what I got going on. You're going to deal with me. This is the position that I got for you. This is the role I need you to play. And we enter into a relationship knowing that this woman understands everything I got going on. I've been honest with her, been straight up with her, and she accepted her role. We deal with these women knowing that 6 months down the road, she's going to try to take more. A year down the road, she's going to try to want more. 2 years down the road, she's going to try to, she ain't going to be settling for what it is that I'm giving her now. Some of us cold enough to just be like, listen, man, hey, that's on you. You knew what you was getting when you got with me. I don't know why you changing up now. Why you switching up now? You better, you know what I'm saying, remember who I am. Remember what it was when you got with me. We could put our foot down and be cold about it. But a lot of you fellas ain't equipped to do that. A lot of you brothers don't know how to handle a woman when she apply pressure. A lot of you brothers get flustered and get frustrated and be upset and be mad and angry at the woman. Why? Because you don't know how to handle that business like you're supposed to. So guess what you got to do? You got to elevate yourself. You're going to have to learn. You got to get some counsel. You got to pick up the phone and say, boom, man, I got this woman I'm dealing with. And when we started out, it was this, was that. Now this is what she coming at me, and this is how she talking, this is how she acting. I don't know how to deal with it. And guess what? You'll get some counsel. You'll get some instruction. You know what I'm saying? But don't deceive yourself, brother, into believing that the way you meet a woman and where she is when you get with her is where she's going to stay throughout the duration of your relationship. It's just not realistic. Over time, you being with somebody, you're going to grow. You know what I'm saying? And as you grow, you're going to have to elevate yourself. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times with women, for women, growth equates to more. You know what I'm saying? Women, women have an ego, brother, where they get with you, they'll accept a certain role, accept a certain position, but they ambitious. You know what I'm saying? You meet a woman, you start out in the mail room, she's showing up, you know, since she report for duty one night a week, she'll still accept that one night a week. She good with that. But in her mind, pretty soon she's gonna be out there mail room, man. She's gonna get her a cubicle position. Man, she's showing up she there 3 days of the week, you know what I'm saying, with the benefits of text messages and nightly phone calls. And then you get her there. She's on a 3-night rotation. You know what I'm saying? Nightly phone calls and texts. But she say to herself, you know what? You know what I'm saying? About another year, we're gonna move in together. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time she ambitious. She plotting and planning on how she gonna move up the ladder. She wants to be the vice president. She wants to be the co-CEO in your operation, brother, in what you got going on. She's trying to be, you know, she want her name on the building. But you starting out in the mailroom. You got to know that. She start out in the mailroom. You got to give room for her to elevate. You got to give room for her to rise. You understand? And if you're a brother that's dealing with more than one woman, if you got one in the mailroom and another one that got a secretary position, then you got to know that as this one in the mailroom continues to rise and continues to, you know, prove herself with all of her virtuous endeavors, then guess what? The one that's the secretary is looking like, well, this motherfucker creeping in on my position. So guess what you're going to have to do? The one that's the secretary, she didn't work hard to be this. She didn't work hard to be your right hand. And guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to reassure her. You're going to have to make sure she knows that she's straight, that her position is secure. Can't nobody come and take her job. And you got to do that while simultaneously, this one that's trying to rise up the ranks and doing all of this work, you're going to have to make sure that you can keep her satisfied and pleased with the progress she's making, but also, you know what I'm saying, tempering her expectations a little bit. All of that is work, man. All of that is, you know, juggling and thinking and plotting and planning and crossing your T's and dotting your I's. And it ain't something with, now, it don't have to be, again, some men we built for it. It's just, that's how God created us. We can handle it. And we plan for it. And we plot it out and we strategize. And we're not surprised when all of the things, the left hooks and the curve balls come at us, because we done already accounted for it. But a lot of you brothers, you're not accounting for it. You thinking you just gonna get you a woman and you get in that bedroom and put that thing on and it's gonna be peaches and cream and sunshines and sunsets and, you know, wonderfulness. Brother, it's going to be war. It is going to be a knockout, drag 'em, 15-round heavyweight championship fight for the rest of your life. And why? Because you signed up for it. One thing can't no man say is that no woman ever forced them to lay down with them. You know what I'm saying? There's some aggressive women out here. There's some women that know how to pursue a man, but ain't no woman ever knocked a man over the head and took it from him. So guess what, brother? You find yourself with a woman and she's giving you problems, giving you headaches. Remind yourself that you chose her. Remind yourself that you volunteered for everything it is that you are having to deal with this woman. Why? Because you chose her. Because you said you wanted her. Because you was hell bent on getting you a good one. Well, guess what? You got you a good woman, brother. Do you think she's gonna make it easy for you? You think you're gonna have a good woman and this is gonna be peaches and cream and this is gonna be wonderful? You're gonna have to fight, brother. You're gonna have to work. It's gonna be hard work. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way that God made it to be. And why would you want it any other way? If having a good woman was something that was, you know, we were entitled to, that's another thing. A lot of you brothers think that you were entitled to women. Like women supposed to lay themselves at your feet. They supposed to fall out the sky and just be already prepared, be already every bit of the woman they supposed to be when they meet you. And you ain't supposed to have to do no work, ain't supposed to have to build them up, ain't supposed to have to teach them or anything. Where have you been for the past 50 years, brother? Because women aren't falling out the sky. Women aren't just coming gift wrapped and made perfect and ready for a real relationship, ready to be with a man forever. These women are coming with all manner of problems and all manner of issues. And guess what? You as a man, you're going to have to deal with them. You're going to have to raise her up. You're going to have to teach her. You're going to have to take on the responsibility and the duty of giving her what she didn't get if she didn't have a father in the home. You're going to have to raise her up and show her how to love a man. You're going to have to teach her what it means to love. You're going to have to teach her how to care and be compassionate. A lot of these women don't have it. They've grown up in a very cruel society with cruel, neglect in terms of them being led and them being guided and somebody actually caring and showing them the way that life is supposed to be without trying to just get what their body got. A lot of these women operate at a very low level, man, because they think that what they do with their body is all that a man needs. They think that what they do with their body justifies everything else they do. And as a man, you got to teach her. No, baby, that's not what this is about. That's not how life works. That's not how that's not how this relationship is going to work. And it's work, man. It's hard work. And it's not for the faint at heart. It's not for the weak-minded. It's not for the fragile. And so again, this is a podcast that is designed to help brothers elevate themselves and rise to operating on a level where they're prepared for everything that comes with being with a woman. Again, you just want to go, you out there just having sex with women, brother, you know what I'm saying, and you think that you're getting by, really you're scared. Really, you're too weak to be with a woman. And if you're too weak to be with a woman, man, leave them alone. Because us real men out here that love these women, that's dealing with them and that's building with them, we know the trauma that they've been through. We know all the different ways that they've been lied to, game that's been ran on them. And we meet them, and if they ain't up to our standards, we'll teach them. But nah, I ain't having sex with you, shawty. I ain't laying you down because you're going to have to get on my level first. You understand? Learn to be that kind of man, man. Be the kind of man that won't settle for a woman's body. A lot of you brothers out there settling because you think that her body is the only thing that you can get. A righteous man requires more. But the only reason why a righteous man requires more is because he's bringing more to the table. Those of us men who are deserving, you know what I'm saying? Those of us men who are operating on the level that the Most High said we're supposed to operate on. Those of us who have righteousness as the standard, we know what we deserve when it comes to being with a woman. So we won't settle for your body. We won't settle for the things that other men settle for. We're going to require you to grow up, mature, and be a woman. We're going to require you to be a reflection of us. And we soldiers. So guess what? Our women going to have to be soldiers. The same way we don't have no excuses. The same way we do our job, we're going to require our women to have no excuses. We're going to require our women to do their job. And if we operating and functioning on the same level, then guess what? We'll go to war together in order to have forever. And that's what love is all about. Happily ever after ain't something that just appears. You're going to have to fight for happiness. You're going to have to go to war forever after. So for you brothers out there, continue to tune in to Toxic Masculinity. Continue to gain this knowledge and gain these tools to add to you and becoming the man that God made you to be, so that you can go out there and elevate the women who you currently dealing with or the women who you're going to encounter in the future, raise them up to being the women that God called them to be, so that we could be forever, have these families and raise these communities like the Most High said we're supposed to do. With that, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back. Y'all live on Toxic Masculinity with Captain Soccer War. All right, y'all, we back, man. Y'all live on Toxic Masculinity. I got, you know what I'm saying, caught up in the music, man. I'm grooving. I didn't switch the scene, didn't even, you know what I'm saying, recognize that I was back on the camera. But hey, listen, man, we do it up live every Friday night, man, from 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I said, normally run about 90 minutes, man. Again, episode 22, Labor of Love. Again, all of these topics that I prepare each week, man, is really just to give brothers an opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to just take it from a brother who's been through it, who's going through it, who's, you know what I'm saying, experienced the hardship of learning the lessons, you know what I'm saying, that a man learns when it comes to, you know, building with a woman and maintaining a relationship and trying to work through all to navigate, you know, the different pitfalls and things that can arise. It's hard work, man. You know what I'm saying? And the work that needs to be done is within you first before it can be done, you know, anywhere else. And so I just want brothers to take being with a woman seriously, because we're living in the time and we're living in an age where, you know, there's such a rush for everything. We're living in a microwave society where, you know, everybody is just looking for instant gratification. And sexually, you can get that. But when it comes to a relationship, there really isn't any instant gratification. The gratification comes with the longevity. It comes with the passing of years. It comes with the bearing of children and the raising of children. It comes with the growth and development that you see in a woman, you know what I'm saying, that you see in yourself. And that takes time, man. And you know, sex only gonna carry you so far. Hell, a good mouthpiece, having good game is only gonna carry you so far. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to learn to be a man in order to be able to, endure with a woman so that you can get that gratification that comes with love. You know what I'm saying? But and like again, in order to get that gratification, man, it comes with time. You know what I'm saying? So um, I know when I was growing up, when I was young, I had a great auntie, my grandfather's brother. I remember him and his wife celebrating their 50th anniversary. I was 11 years old. Man, I was a kid, and I remember being at their wedding anniversary and seeing all the pictures of them throughout their life, and looking at all their kids and their grandkids. And I was in the grandkids generation, running around with my cousins, and I just remember like, man, this is dope, man. These people been together for 50 years. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that my mother and them generation, hell, they wasn't none of them married. Me and all my little cousins, we ain't know our ain't know our daddies and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember thinking like, damn, I want to have that in my life. I want to be with a woman for, forever, for a long time. And I remember growing up believing that it wasn't going to be possible, man. Believing that, shit, that time for them 50-year relationships, that shit over with. Then I came into the truth, man. I found ISUPK, you know what I'm saying? And I began to understand what it meant to be a man and understand how God made a man to be and how a man is supposed to operate. And there's a lot of things that I remember being taught when I was young in the truth about manning up, you know what I'm saying? And about not being soft on a woman and being a leader in a relationship, and being a man and being young in the truth and not really understanding what some of that meant, you know what I'm saying? I thought that being a man was yelling at a woman and telling her what to do and different things that I thought being a man was, but over time I learned and understood it's not that, brother. It's this, you know what I'm saying? And then to learn what it meant, what I needed to do to be a man, also exposed me to the way a woman is supposed to be a woman. And when I learned, okay, so if I'm supposed to be a man, and this is how I'm supposed to be, and this is how my woman's supposed to be, I had to realize that well, my woman ain't like that. The women I'm dealing with, they ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? But and initially I'm frustrated with the women, but then I had to realize, well, goddamn, I ain't been the man that I was supposed to be. So how could I be mad at these women for being who they are if I ain't who I was supposed to be? Once I realized that I had to get myself together and understand what it meant to be a man, then I had to take the time and the effort to put into the women what I needed to put into them so that they could be please me and be satisfying to me. And all of that is work. All of that is time and energy and effort. And you should expect to have to do it. That should be every man's expectation is that I'm gonna get me a woman, man, and we're gonna be together and it's gonna be forever. We're gonna have kids, then we're gonna have to work. I'm gonna have to work and I'm gonna have to fight and I'm gonna have to argue and I'm gonna have to yell and I'm gonna have to do things that I really would rather not do, but I gotta do because it's my duty, because it's my responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So just wanted to reiterate that point to you all that these lessons and this platform and everything that I'm bringing out is to make brothers aware of the work that goes into building a relationship. Having said that, man, the second half of the show, just want to take some time and in the light of the passing of the rapper DMX, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of us in this generation, man, brother, we grew up listening to, loved his music when I was young, you know what I'm saying, and knew about his struggle with addiction, you know what I'm saying, but got the news earlier this week that he had an overdose, you know what I'm saying, was in the hospital, and apparently the news came out today he pulled the plug. And why I want to just take an opportunity while everybody is focusing on the passing of DMX and the sad story of the brother losing his life due to drug addiction. I want to take some time to talk about the difficulties and the hardships that can arise when you love and you're involved with someone who is addicted. You know what I'm saying? Or abusing substances or abusing alcohol. Also, the perils that brothers and sisters can fall into when you love someone who has a mental illness. You know what I'm saying? When you involve yourself with someone who has a mental illness. It's hard enough loving somebody and building with someone in general. The complexities and the difficulties are elevated when you throw substance abuse into it, when you throw alcoholism into it, when you throw mental health issues into it. You know what I'm saying? So for you brothers out there, you want to make sure, man, you take some time to know a woman before you get involved with her. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these sisters have mental health issues. A lot of these sisters have substance abuse problems. And again, this is a man's show, so I'm talking to the men, but it's the same thing for the ladies. There's a lot of brothers got mental health issues. A lot of brothers struggling with substances, whether it's weed or it's alcohol or cocaine or pills. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, in this society today, man, a lot of people find ways to cope. They self-medicate and things like that. And so if you know that you're someone, if as a man, if you know that that's what you came from and the type of women you're used to are women who get high, or women who drink a lot, then that's something that you should analyze and you know what I'm saying, pay very close attention to when you're getting to know someone, when you're starting to build with them. You know what I'm saying? Or you get to know a woman, man, you want to find out what's going on in her family, find out if alcoholism runs in her family, diabetes, or, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder. These are things that need to become more of what we take seriously when it comes to involving ourselves with someone. And I know that for a lot of brothers, it may be difficult to talk about, substance abuse. It may be difficult to talk about mental health issues, especially when getting to know a woman. It ain't the easiest conversation to bring up, but brother, you got to find a way to bring it up. You got to find a way to talk to a woman about, how she feel about, going to the doctor, how she feel about taking medicine, and whether or not has anybody in her family that got these different mental health, problems, or if addiction runs in her family. You getting to know a woman, man, she's smoking, you know what I'm saying? You thinking she just, she smoke a little bit here and there, and you think you're going to be able to wean her off, or you think it's not a big problem. A lot of people are, they can't function without narcotics. Can't function without alcohol, you know what I'm saying? They so unstable mentally that the weed and the drinks, you know what I'm saying, or the pills or the goddamn cocaine is what make them function normally. You come into a woman's life, you try to get off that weed, you try to get her to stop drinking, get her off the cocaine, and shit, it's a whole different person up under there. Not the one you met, not the one that you was getting to know, not the one that you like. But guess what? You want to take time, man, to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Understand what a woman is dealing with before you involve yourself. Because again, once you lay it down, once you make it your woman, that's it. Ain't no running away. Ain't no getting away from it now. Because what, you bound by morality. You bound by your duty, your responsibility. You know what I'm saying? It is very difficult. It's not, I ain't gonna say it's very difficult. It's just an added battle. It's added, you know, added warfare. It's hard enough to It's hard enough to love a woman. You know what I'm saying, but it's harder to love a woman, and you're trying to get her to stop drinking. It's harder to love a woman and you're trying to get her to stop smoking. You know what I'm saying? You can lead a woman, but imagine trying to lead a woman and she getting high all the time. You putting more on your plate. You know what I'm saying? And then if you love a woman, if you care about her and you know she got substance abuse problems, you want to try to work with her on it. You want to try to get her off of it. You want to try to wean her, you know what I'm saying, get her to rely on the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Rely on you, and that rely on the substances that she abuses to get by in life. That's what you got to do. You got to go to war with that substance abuse. You have to go to war with her mental health problems. You got to go to war with getting her to go to the doctor. Because guess what? A woman that got mental health problems, last thing she want to do is go to the doctor. Last thing she want to do is take some pills. She ain't crazy and ain't nothing wrong with her. And everybody got problems. And guess what? If you care about her, you're going to argue and you're going to fight with her. Because you know that, listen, I ain't about to be dealing with, you know what I'm saying? Just being realistic as a man, you say to yourself, well, she got to get right, man. She got to fix herself, because else I ain't about to be around. I ain't about to deal with this. If you care about somebody and you love them, you know what I'm saying, and you're going to be the force in their life that encourages them to change, that encourages them to be better. If you're going to lead a woman down a path where she becomes complete and she becomes whole and she heals from her problems in the past, then guess what, brother? It's going to take a lot from you in order to help her to battle through those things. You understand? And it's a hard, hard road to hoe. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get it done. You know what I'm saying? You got to get it done, but it's very, very difficult to get done. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not careful, if you somebody who struggled with substances or you somebody who struggled with mental health, you trying to love someone and care for them and to help them to heal, you know what I'm saying? They could easily drag you back into, their demons can get onto you. You know what I'm saying? And the things you trying to help them get through could drag you back into some of the stuff that you was trying to get free from. There's just a whole lot, man, that goes into it. So guess what? No man goes to war without measuring the cost. You know what I'm saying? I looked at DMX passing today. Waiting to listen to some of his brother's music, and that was hard. I couldn't really, sometimes you feel something. Somebody about somebody passing and then be sad. I listened to DMX music today, and it was sad because I realized that I damn near become numb to dope fiends dying. You know what I'm saying? Like DMX did, you know what I'm saying? DMX died like a drug addict, like a crackhead. And it's sad and it's tragic, but I done known a lot of crackheads, brother, that died. I know a lot of drug addicts that died, and it's like, well, that's what happens when you do drugs. That's what happens when you live your life that way. And I could tell by how numb I was as far as my feelings that it could be easy to feel that way with people you care about. Somebody that's close to you and you kind of just accept they got problems. You kind of just accept they got issues. And that's not how we supposed to live. That's not how if we care about one another, that's not how we love one another. We don't just say, you know what I'm saying? You want to help someone, you want to help them. You know what I'm saying? But also, you can't help somebody that don't want to be helped. If you're dealing with somebody who has substance abuse issues, you can't do something for them that they don't want to do for themselves. You know what I'm saying? When you're loving somebody and you see them going through things and you say to yourself that they're not going to get help till they hit rock bottom, but it could be hard to be there and watch them hit rock bottom. You know what I'm saying? But if you know that that's the only way that they really going to realize they got an issue and they're going to realize that they need help, you got to prepare yourself mentally and spiritually for what it is that you're going to have to see and endure until they get to that point where they hit bottom. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot that goes into it. It's a lot of energy, a lot of effort. You know what I'm saying? A lot of time, and it's something that you have to build yourself up for. You got to elevate yourself in order to operate on that level. You know what I'm saying? In a perfect world, hey, we'd all be healed. We'd all be clear-minded, sober-minded. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is a lot of us are not. So for you brothers, man, you're going to deal with a woman. Realize that forever is a long time. Realize that your responsibility as a man does not stop. Unless that woman decides that she want to go whole, she want to go be another man's woman, you know what I'm saying? Then hey, you relinquish from that responsibility. But until then, you're going to have to battle. You're going to have to war. You understand? Because again, love is war. Love requires work. It's not something that's easy. It's not something that just falls out the sky. You know what I'm saying? It's not happily ever. You get with a woman, you meet her, you get to know her, and then y'all get together and it's happily ever after. You understand? And again, the substance abuse thing, man, that could come up from out of anything. You could be with a woman that doesn't have no substance abuse issues, man. She go have a surgery. She gets surgery and they give her some damn pain pills and she's taking the pain pills and trying to recover and she can get addicted to pain pills. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be a thing where it's the typical addiction that we used to, but you got to be able to recognize things like that. You got to be able to account for those types of situations and circumstances. And as a man, be always ready, willing, and able to handle it. You can't, nothing should blindside you, man. And even when something blindsides you in life, guess what? You can't cry about it. You can't whine about it. You're going to have to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to gird up your loins. And guess what? You're going to have to deal with whatever comes your way. And deal with it manfully. Deal with it. Hey, I got to take care of business, man. It's my responsibility. I got to do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that a lot of us men, the society has robbed that from us. You know what I'm saying? Whether it is the generation that raised us, or whether it's the times that we in, a lot of us men have been robbed from the understanding of being responsible. And the one thing that all of us are capable of being responsible over is our bodies. Is what we do with our bodies and who we give our bodies to. And if you a brother, man, and you plan on being with a woman, you plan on building a relationship, you desire to have somebody to call your own, but know it's going to be hard work. Know that it's going to be warfare, and it's going to be, take everything that you got. And if you can understand that, and if you anticipate that, and if you think that you're ready for it, by all means, brother, go out here and meet your woman, you know what I'm saying, get to know her, you know what I'm saying, and be the man that the Most High called you to be, and, enter into that thing and do it up, do it big, do it wonderfully, and stay together forever. But just know that it's going to be hard work, all right? With that, man, I ain't really had too much else to go into tonight, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't too much that popped up in social media this week. Let me see if I had any stories on reserve. Just really wanted to just put that out there concerning, loving somebody with substance abuse. And, reason why, like I said, I watched, I looked at, DMX been on the, been back in the mainstream radar for a few years now. Watched some documentaries about the brother, and, the brother had some substance abuse problems and dealing with them for some years. And, but he had family and people who, you know what I'm saying, in his corner, people who loved him, you know what I'm saying, and it was hard on them going through all of that. It was hard on them to be with their brother and to love him and care for him, knowing that he had them substance abuse issues, knowing that he had those problems. And so as brothers, you know what I'm saying, we got people, may have people in our lives who we care about who's struggling with that and who's dealing with that. And if you had experienced it firsthand with a family member or somebody that was close to you, I would pray that you, wouldn't have to deal with it with someone who you lay down with every night, you know what I'm saying, and call your woman. But if that is the case, then guess what? As a man, you gotta prepare for it. As a man, you gotta deal with it. You can't run from it. You can't hide from it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta gird up your loins like a man and handle your goddamn business. Handle your responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Just know that it's hard work. Just know that it's difficult. You know what I'm saying? And with that, man, if anybody got no questions or no comments that they wanted to come through with, I'm going to go ahead and clip the show. You know what I'm saying? Last call for any questions or comments. And going forward, y'all, when I do the show, man, I'm going to include the Zoom information, the invitation. So if anybody want to come into Zoom, you ain't got to get on camera. I ain't got to put you on the screen. But if you got a question or a comment, you could type it in. Or if you got a question or a comment, you know what I'm saying, you could always hop on the Zoom and speak with me. Like I said, man, if y'all can help me grow the platform, like, subscribe, you know what I'm saying, the comments, I appreciate y'all for, you know what I'm saying, being interactive with me. It'll definitely help and grow the platform. But let's take this to the world, man. Let's take this to the masses, man. Let's get these brothers, you know what I'm saying, get them up on game and help them to, understand what it means to be a man. Also help these sisters to know that there's some real men out here, man. Some brothers out here that know how to be men, you know what I'm saying, and we know what it means to lead a woman and to be the man in her life. But guess what? We ain't no goddamn, powder puff niggas. We ain't about to sugarcoat shit. You know what I'm saying? We done elevated ourselves and we operating we operating at maximum capacity. Well, guess what? We're gonna require that of our women. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you sisters, y'all used to getting passes. Y'all used to niggas taking it easy on you. Used to men that's just gonna, let you, you know what I'm saying, get by. Not these brothers. You know what I'm saying? This is a whole new generation of men that's raising up. Thanks to the Most High Christ. Thanks to the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana. And we're going to demand that our women match the level at which we operate. We operating on a high level. You know what I'm saying? We operating on more than just what you can do for us physically. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to, what we provide and bring it to the table is more than just, You know what I'm saying? We bringing more to the table than just what we doing in the bedroom. We got that on lock too. You feel what I'm saying? But that ain't all we worth. And because we know that we're worth more than what you can provide for us in the bedroom, you're gonna have to be able to show us what you got in order to get what it is that we bringing. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, y'all like and share, get this out to the masses, get these brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, to open their minds and awaken to, you know, what it is that we supposed to be doing out here, so we can get back to having those forever kind of relationships, having those strong families, loving and building and being who the Lord called us to be. But it ain't gonna come easy. We're gonna have to fight. We're gonna have to go to war. We're gonna have to battle it out. Hey, but it's all worth it in the end. With that, salute to the Angry Black Man Media Squad. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. This has been Toxic Masculinity. I am Captain Soccer War. I will see you all next week. Same time, same place. Shalom. That's crazy. Man, how long y'all let me talk and I wasn't on the screen, man? Why ain't nobody tell me I wasn't on the screen, man? I hope I wasn't that long. I wasn't on the goddamn screen. Y'all got me up here talking, and it's not even me on the screen. Y'all let me down, man. I'm disappointed. All right, y'all. I'm out.